Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I am Rue, and today we are continuing on with this series where I use every single shade and every single palette in my collection. I wasn't going to use this one because, as you can see, it's not the actual Colourpop Honey. I created this palette out of a bunch of Colourpop palettes that I decided to declutter and just pop them all in here. I was not going to include this in the series, but I needed the purple for a different dress that didn't end up working out for today. So we did my makeup thinking I was going to wear something different. Didn't work out. Either way, this one is being added into this series just because I had to create a look with it anyways. So with that said, guys, I need to get out the door, so we're just gonna hop into look number one here. Okay guys, so this is not technically the Honey because the only two shades I have left from it are Sunset and Oh Behave. The rest I've taken out of other Colourpop palettes and created my own little palette here. So I'm not going to say the shade names, but we're going in with this purple and then we're going to blend it out with this purple as the two main shades. I think I'm going to throw Oh Behave on the brow bone, and then we're going to be using the gold shade as well. So those are the four shades I'm going to start with. I'm going to go into the yellow shade first, just with, let's go with this. I want it to be very, very subtle. So let's go in with this big fluffy brush. I'm definitely mostly using the purples and then that gold shimmer. And I actually picked this palette today because it's the best purple for the dress I'm wearing. I have my coworker's wedding coming up, and yeah, I wanted to do my makeup to look good with that. Because it is a wedding, I don't have a ton of time to get ready, so I'm not going to do a short with this look. So we're just going to do both eyes here with you guys because I am on a time crunch today. So yeah, that yellow I just want pretty subtle. That's even a little intense. I think I'm going to go in just with a little bit of setting powder over top of it just to help buff it out just a little bit. And yeah, I'm just buffing that yellow out just because I want it to be pretty minimal. And then I might throw a shimmer on the brow bone still after. I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to start packing this darker purple first, and then I'll be blending it out with the lighter purple. So I'm going to go in with this brush here. It's kind of a flat brush, but almost a little bit fluffy. And I'm going to pick up that really dark purple shade. This dark purple basically matches my dress perfectly. So I'm not doing anything too complicated for today's look. So I'm just packing it tight into the crease for right now. So I just got back. We did the dog park first because we like to tire Nova out before we go out if we're able to. And then we came home, had a quick bite to eat. And now we are getting ready for the wedding. The wedding's at 3, so we have to leave the house around like 2:30, or actually like closer to 2, so that we're there a little bit early. I don't want to be barely squeaking in. And I actually built the podium that they're using at the wedding, which was kind of fun. It's my first podium I ever made. I have a small woodworking and wood carving business, and she asked if I'd make it. So I took the challenge, and it's very like whimsical woodland type podium. It's pretty cute. I don't have any photos of it. I'm hoping to take a couple photos at the wedding. All right, we're gonna go in with this brush to that lighter purple and start blending and softening everything. So I'm just brushing the edges with this purple to start. And I'm just gonna work those shades. This might take a little bit of time here, but I just want a nice, really soft blend. This is looking really pretty so far. I'm pretty happy with how that blend is coming along. I think I'm almost good with it, and then I can move on to the other eye. And I'm going to pack that dark purple just on this outer edge as well. So just packing it on this outer edge. Should I pull in a black? I don't really like doing that when I'm doing the whole using every shade in a palette. But also, it's a wedding, and I really want my makeup to be what I want it to be. And I wouldn't mind a tiny bit more depth. Although this is giving pretty good autumn vibes. Hard decisions. Oh, when I'm filming this, it's still autumn. By the time it's posted, it'll probably be winter, at least where I live. It's currently like mid-October, so autumn here, at least this year. I think I'm okay with this. I know there's a bit of fallout. Genuinely don't care. We're gonna do some glitter primer here next. And I also don't know what I want to do for my lower lash line yet. Maybe just purple. For now, I'm going to put my lid, like finish off my lid. So I'm going in with my NYX Glitter Primer, and I'm just going to prime both lids. I was thinking about doing a green inner corner, just because my partner's wearing a green jacket, although it's a dark green jacket, and the green I'd be using is bright green. But I was thinking of just putting that in the inner corner, just for a little pop. And I think it should look really pretty. All right, going into that gold shade now, and we're just gonna put that all over the lid. All right, we'll have to touch the mattes up after, but I'm just gonna do the other eye. Okay, that is looking really cute. I'm gonna go back into that darkest purple shade, and I'm just gonna touch up those edges. And I also just want the blend between the gold and the purple over here to be a little bit better. Something like that. Now I'm gonna fix up the other eye. Just fixing up the blend over here too. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just gonna take my first big fluffy brush. I'm wiping all the yellow off of it, just to kind of fluff everything a little bit more. Let's go in with that green shade right here in the center. We're gonna put that on the inner corner, and then I'm gonna clean up the follow and decide what I wanna do on the lower lash line. So just popping that on the inner corner. I like that it's leaning a little bit gold, so it's like a goldy green. I think that looks really cute. And we're just gonna do this eye as well. It's kind of definitely leaning more yellowy gold, which I don't mind because it's different enough from the gold on the lid. It's definitely giving gold, but I'm okay with that. I'm gonna clean up all the fallout, and then we're gonna figure out what I wanna do on my waterline and lower lash line. This side there really wasn't a lot. There was quite a bit on the other side though. All right, I think I am gonna go with that darkest purple along with this cream gel liner from Colourpop. This one's in Piggy Bank. All right, waterline is on. I'm just gonna try and get a little bit more primer out of my Morphe eye primer. I think it's gonna be time for me to open up a new one with my next look. So it's getting pretty empty, but I do have two backups. And I'm just throwing a little bit of eye primer on that lower lash line. I'm definitely gonna be keeping my lower lash line nice and tight. I don't really like to have my color too far out down there, but that's just personal preference. All right, so going into that dark purple, and I'm just gonna press it into the lower lash line. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna do for eyeshadow, so I'm gonna hop off, put on some lashes, finish off the face and everything, and then I'll come back and show you the completed look. Hey guys, I'm back with the completed look. I gotta make this really quick because I'm running out of time. Nothing's working and I gotta, I don't know, figure something out. So for my eyes, I just went in with my e.l.f. Lash and Roll Primer along with Amazon lashes. For my skin, I went in with the e.l.f. Sun Touchable along with the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator mixed with a little bit of Juvia's Place Concealer in 24. I forgot to conceal because I was rushing. For cream blush, I went in with Mary, and then I went in with the Moon Slice Beauty Girly Pop Highlighter. After that, I did my lips just with the Colourpop Bumble and Blend Bunny Liquid Lip in Tease, and that was all I did to finish off the look. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into the next look now, and I'm gonna run out the door. Hey guys, so I don't have a lot of time for today's video, but we're gonna be going in. We have to use up these two reds, these two blues, and I'll probably bring in this yellow, actually I for sure will, and maybe the gold. So we're gonna start with the yellow, and then we're gonna go yellow, red, blue, and do kind of a primary look, and then we'll add the shimmers after. So I'm just going to start by going into the yellow here. I do actually have work today, but I started a little bit later than I normally do. So I have a little bit of time to crush out a makeup look before I head out. Usually I just have to wake up too early for me to want to do my makeup. I would rather have the extra time to sleep, but I didn't need that extra time because I had a little bit of extra. I don't start quite as early, but I still am on a bit of a time crunch here. So now that the yellow's on, I'm going to go into that like reddish shade, and we're just going to place that right beside the yellow. So I had the wedding the other day. For you guys, it was literally 5 minutes ago. It was really beautiful, but unfortunately we did have to leave at dinner because even though the caterers said they could accommodate me, I have celiac, it was all self-serve and I just wasn't comfortable with the chance of cross-contamination because what a lot of people don't realize is all it takes is one person that dished up like gravy, for example, to accidentally touch the bun that's on their plate with that dish up spoon, and then suddenly that whole tray is a risk, you know what I mean? So I just personally was not comfortable with that. And usually caterers, from in my experience at least, usually for that sort of thing, plates are set aside for people with like allergies and celiac, and that wasn't the case this time. So we ended up heading out shortly after the ceremony. We visited for a little bit there, and then once dinner started, we ended up heading home for the evening. But it was so stressful getting ready. I'm going into that really gorgeous blue shade now, but it was pretty stressful getting ready because my dress, it must have shrunk in the wash because it was way too small, and I tried it on during the summer, like probably a couple months ago. So even if I did fluctuate a little bit in weight, like there's just no way for it to be like that too small. So I did wash it, and I'm worried I washed it on the wrong setting. So I'm gonna see if my mom can adjust the dress so that I can still wear it some way. We'll see. I always add to-do lists for her big pile for like fixing clothing and such. So it'll get done when it gets done kind of thing. My stupid eye's watering, guys. I don't have time for this. I'm going to take the tape off and we're going to quickly crush out the shimmers. Hopefully this side stops watering so I can do touch-ups on it before I head out. For now, we'll just move on to the next step. So I'm going in with my NYX Glitter Primer, and I'm just going to pop that all over my lid just with a flat brush. Just popping that everywhere. Alright, what we're going to do is pop the red first, then the blue, and then I'm going to put a little gold in the inner corner and pull it up just a little bit. So starting with that red shimmer, and I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap up here for the gold, and I'm just placing that red at an angle so that it meets up with the red matte on my lid, kind of. Alright, and then we're going to use the back of that same brush to pick up the blue, placing it right beside the red, and I'm just gonna go back and forth between which side I'm using. Oh, that's got a really pretty purple, blending those two together. And we're gonna do that on the other eye, and I'm gonna go in with a little brush. These are what I use for my inner corner, and I'm grabbing some of that gold, and I'm just popping that on the inner corner, and I'm also pulling it up to where I left that gap. Alright, that is it for eyeshadow. I'm going to hop off, finish off the look, and I'll come back and show you the completed look. Okay, we are back with the completed look here. To finish off my eyes, I just went in with my Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in Exit, and for my mascara, I went in with my e.l.f. Lash and Roll. For my face, I went in with my e.l.f. Sun Touchable Primer, and then for foundation, I went in with my tinted Wet n Wild Hydrator, along with a little bit of my Juvia's Place Concealer in 24. This one's in Light. And then I use this to lighten it up a little bit because it is still a little dark for me. And then I went in with my Cosmic Beauty blush. I hate how dirty the packaging on this gets, but my Cosmic Beauty blush in Mary. I really love these ones. Both this one and Nutmeg are gorgeous. Then I also did my highlight in Moonslice Beauty's Girly Pop. Just something nice and subtle. I'm just going to work anyways. I usually don't even wear makeup. And then for my setting powder, I went in with my Wet n Wild Loose setting powder in Translucent. This one is the Photo Focus one. I've been enjoying it, no complaints. Nothing to write home about, but I enjoy it. And then lastly for my lips, I just went in with the Burt's Bees Lip Shimmer. This is in Peony. Again, just something nice and simple here. So that is everything I used to finish off this look. I'm gonna zoom you guys out and we will finish up the video. Okay guys, so that is it for my using every shade in my kind of build your own palette. This is the only one I have in my collection that isn't a pre-made palette. Like I said, I had quite a few of these little 9 pans and I just picked a few of my favorite shades and made this really cute palette. I personally love it. I think it's so cute. It gives me really good fall vibes, but then with the pops of blue, it just adds some variety. I don't know. I love this little color combo here. So I did actually really enjoy bringing it into this series, even though I wasn't going to, just because it is a build your own palette kind of vibe, and I don't really do those or do them on my channel. Usually if I use this palette, it's just for my own day-to-day, but now you've seen it, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the looks I created. Let me know which one down below is your favorite, and if you wanted to give this video a thumbs up, that would mean so much to me. And if you want to see more content from me in the future, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. And yeah, I guess we will see what the next palette is for the series of using every single shade in every single palette in my collection. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye!